You are about to be fixed. Physics Fixed. Better than real. Where each brief episode brings insight you've never had before by smashing through conventional barriers. It's Occam's razor in the hands of Jack the Ripper. Having learned to make variations of a field last time, you're now ready for a simple spin on gravity. This is the greatest and most persistent outstanding question in physics. Of note, Newton was deeply uncomfortable with the notion of action at a distance. He never, in his words, assigned the cause of this power, and I feign no hypothesis. Einstein's general relativity allows gravitation is an attribute of curved space-time, instead of being due to a force propagated between bodies. Energy and momentum distort space-time in their vicinity. Gravitational acceleration of a body in freefall is due to its world line being a geodesic of space-time. Wheeler said, mass grips space-time, telling it how to curve. But physics fails to explain how mass energy manages to grip a decidedly slippery continuum. Feynman asked, what is gravity? Where does it come from? Although I have stated the mathematical law, I have no clue about the mechanism. There is currently no complete quantum theory of the remaining fundamental force, gravity. The primary role of mass is to mediate gravitational interaction between bodies, and no theory of gravitational interaction reconciles with the currently popular standard model of particle physics. That's about to be fixed by modeling gravity from first principles. That means providing not just the simplest model available, but the simplest model possible. Last time, the term superposition was introduced for the state of an object occupying more than one position at a time. Now, a cloned object occupies two locations at once, but they are two objects, totaling twice the mass of the original. But a single object in a superposition of two locations would still have the combined mass and other properties of only one. That object is, in essence, alternating instantly between locations. Its properties are thus distributed over the superposition. The quintessential property of our continuum is that it provides the potential for separation. Picture 3D compactly as a three-plane. Now imagine in it a ray-like subtractive field element of last episode, essentially a gap in the continuum. But what is the subtractive field element? It's the pinhole of episode 3. In Euclidean interval time coordinates, a light-like pinhole has indefinite external, spatial, and temporal components, while internally its space-time interval span is 0. The continuum provides 100% separational capacity. A pinhole represents the opposite, zero separation or interval contact. Rotating a pinhole about a temporal axis distributes contact radially in a solid angular range. This decreases the separational capacity of the continuum in a field with intensity following the inverse square law. That's gravity. Chronaxial spin is inherently instantaneous, with radial superposition its unmistakable signature. A pinhole projects contact, but that property is diminished by distribution as a continuous 3D field of separational insufficiency. Recall, the progress of a projection is not restricted by speed limit c. Thus, absent other influences, two particles, no matter how far apart, will fail to maintain separation. Instead, while approaching, each encounters greater intensity in the field of the other. Greater loss of separational capacity means faster approach, and so on, accelerating. As a light-like field element in Minkowski spacetime, a pinhole sweeps out a light cone as an instance of its three-field. Its reach is as far as the continuum. The center of spin defines a fermion particle, so their chronaxial spin 1/2 also originates their gravitational fields. Like the eye of a hurricane, a particle has no existence apart from spin. Feynman said, ultimately physics will not require a mathematical statement. In the end, the machinery will turn out to be simple. Gravity is simple, complicated in its actions, but the basic pattern or the system beneath the whole thing is simple, and therefore it is beautiful. The truth always turns out to be simpler than you thought. Gee whiz! You've been fixed. That begins the gravity story. Get ready for a jolt next time when Phyxed brings you instant energy. I'll see you there, if you dare. Ha ha! Find related links in the description below.